Welcome back to Crib Top Guys. This is where we like to interview people from around town that offer great services. We like to promote people that are giving great services here so that it makes your lives easier when you get here. You already know who to use before you even get here. And today we're interviewing a very nice gentleman. I've known him for a very long time. He's also a local here and he runs a concierge company. His name is Uzziel. Uzziel, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. It's been a long time since we've known each other, and we've had some good times. We've probably grown up a little bit since the first times we've met. Uzi is your nickname.
Yeah.
So Uzi runs a concierge company. So tell us a little bit about your company. Do you have a website?
Yeah, www.sky'sthelimitcabo.com.
Okay.
Been in Cabo for 6 years now, so almost 7. And
man, it seems like longer than that.
Seems like longer, I know.
Yeah.
It's gone by pretty quickly.
Yes.
At the same time, but we've been doing the concierge company for 4 years now.
Okay.
Since 2020. It's been great. Honestly, something I wish I had done since the beginning when I got here.
Yeah.
But no, everything has grown the way it's supposed to have. And
good.
We're really happy to be where we are.
And so where are you originally from?
So I was born in Mexico City.
Okay.
I lived pretty much my whole life in Austin, Texas.
Right on.
Came back to Mexico about 12 years ago. Playa del Carmen, lived in Tulum.
You've been a little bit around.
Now I'm in Cabo. Yeah,
okay.
Been around a little bit.
Now, I got to ask because, I'm a big Cabo fan. I've been living here for 14 years. You've lived in other places in Mexico, and you find yourself here. Why is that?
Work brought me here. It was Omnia that brought us together, and it was what brought me to Cabo.
Yes.
The opening of Omnia.
The old Omnia days.
Yeah, great times. But out of all the places in Mexico, this place is definitely a little more special than the rest.
Right.
I've definitely felt more at home.
Yeah.
I definitely have thrived in Cabo, so I'm very happy to call this home.
It's pretty dry in Austin, Texas, isn't it? It's hot and dry?
It's definitely hot and dry too, but it's not humid and rainy every other day like in Tulum and Playa.
Of course.
And Cancun in those areas. So that was a little something that I also didn't like of that area.
Of course, yeah. It's good good in the winter, but hell, you do not want to be there in the summertime. No. Even in the wintertime, it's hot. It's a bit much. Over there,
yeah. It cools down over here at least. So
it does. This is a beautiful time of the year right now that we're going through. A lot of people still coming here, even in June. Mm-hmm. Cabo is like a four seasons resort now. Like when I first moved here 14 years ago, people would just come here in the winter. But they've also found now that, you can actually come to Mexico in the summertime, and this is when our waters are a little bit warmer. It is more warm because even in December and January and February, it gets pretty cool here.
Definitely.
You're down around 20 degrees Celsius. So let's talk about some of the services that you can set people up with, some of the restaurants you can get people into. Give us an idea of if somebody was going to call you for your concierge service, what would you be able to provide them?
Well, it's full service. Sometimes I get a call from someone looking, 6 months ahead of time, and I'll set up everything for them from even a private jet to the villa to their transportation and everything in between.
Okay.
While they're here, and there's times where I get a call and I'm like, hey, I'm here this weekend. What should I do? Where should I go?
Right.
And then, that really just depends on the group and what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But Cabo's got very fun restaurants and very fun nightlife and day life as well. And,
right.
We got boats and pirate boats. And
yes.
Cruises.
Yeah, we've all been on those for sure.
A lot of things to choose from depending on the group.
So you would be able to basically, if somebody calls you, they tell you what type of a group they have. Mm-hmm. They got kids. Then you can kind of set them up on all the kids excursions. If they want to be at a resort that's kid friendly, maybe you want to put them up at, where would they go if they had a whole bunch of kids and it was like kid time? Where would they go?
I send them on the tours. They want to go on camel rides. They want to go to the petting zoo. Like at
okay.
What's the spot here in the middle? Wild Canyon.
Wild Canyon. Wild Canyon's amazing.
Cactus Tours is another great one. They have a lot of stuff right on the beach.
Would you recommend them a certain resort? Is there like a resort that has more kid stuff?
There's a few. Hard Rock definitely has more of like that family, ambiance. Some more of the all-inclusives definitely.
Of course.
As well.
Like the VS group. I think the VS like
Rio Palace.
Rio Palace, yeah.
Those guys definitely. if you can find something in Diamante,
Right.
they have the biggest lagoon in all of Cabo.
Right,
It's
yeah.
amazing, you know,
That's
kids love
awesome.
that place.
That's awesome. And so basically you can set people up with pretty much anything, you know, like, you know, if they want to go in the desert on a razor, they can hook that up through you.
Yeah.
What about like some of the restaurants? Like, you know, I know you get exclusive groups of people that want to party. They want to go to some restaurants. Where would they
I
go?
want to go to the trendy spots, and
Yeah.
you know, Cabo right now, Rosa Negra is definitely the place that
Okay.
you want to go to. Bagatelle is another one of those great ones. And,
All right.
You know, it could be hard to get a table there. It could be hard to get in. Even
Right.
if you have a reservation, sometimes it's very busy. So
And when
know,
you got a group of 10, 12 people and half of them
Makes
are
it
women,
even harder to-
you do not want to be waiting at
you
the
do not
door.
want to be waiting. So you call a guy like me, and
That's
I show
right.
up beforehand, and I know all the staff there.
Yeah.
And I work with them quite a bit, send them a lot of business, so
Right
they take
on.
care of my customers very well, and I make sure your table's waiting for you, and everything's seamless from the transportation to the dinner to whatever you want to do after that.
Okay. You obviously have like, you know, all the hookups with butlers and the chefs.
The
and
chefs and everything.
so you
else.
could basically tailor a person's entire vacation so that they know that there's just something every single day.
There's times where I have to tailor a group's dual vacations.
Right.
Half the group wants to do golf during the day, the other half wants to go out after dinner, and you know, those split right at dinner.
Uh-huh.
Okay, transport, drop me off at the club,
Right.
the other half take me home, and you know, you got to set up both worlds a little bit and make sure that everyone is
Sounds
taken
like
care of.
you must have a pretty good staff. You know,
Yeah.
it can't just be you doing this. You must have many people helping you out with this business
I have some
because
people helping you
yeah.
along the way, and then there's a lot of sleepless nights too.
Of course,
it's
yeah.
a lot of hard work. There's some of these groups that I'm very hands-on with. I'm definitely with them the whole time.
Okay.
I've traveled with groups.
Yeah.
You know, where
Sometimes they want to have you with them.
They're
Your Spanish is probably pretty
that
on
helps
point.
a lot too.
Yeah.
You know, they feel a little more
comfortable.
that
Yeah.
I'm speaking with the staff wherever we
Right.
go. That I'm checking the bills wherever we go. You know, those
Okay.
kinds of things.
What about like boats? I mean, like a lot of big groups here, they want to come and rent a big luxurious boat. So like,
There's everything. Cabo. I hear this from everyone. Cabo's one of the most expensive places in the world.
right.
So people get a little ticket, scare when they get here.
When they see the price of the boat
But
rental.
there's options,
Yeah.
Everyone wants that Kardashian boat. Everyone wants the 100-foot boat, but not everyone can afford it.
Nobody wants to pay the Kardashian prices though.
But I will say the times that I have had those boats,
Yeah.
the experience is well worth it. The food,
Yeah.
the chef, the staff,
Right.
The bartenders, everything around that experience. I understand the ticket price.
Yeah, it is. Depending on the boat, it can be pretty out.
Definitely.
And I guess you got to go and you got to say sometimes, well, let's break this down. That sounds like a lot of money. How many people are coming on the boat?
Oh, yeah, I mean,
You got 15 people coming on the boat. The boat's $3,000 for half a day, or 35 or 4,000, whatever that is. Split that up into 15 people. It doesn't sound so bad anymore.
not that bad.
Especially when it's like booze and food and everything's included.
all included, amazing staff, taking
Yeah.
care of you the whole way, taking you experiences that you'll probably never
Right.
see anywhere else.
Yeah.
Depends the time of the year. There's a lot of animal, marine life out here.
Yes.
Whales, and, there's animals just jumping out the water.
This is stuff that I feel like
it's beautiful out here.
it is, man. I feel like I take it for granted now. Like, I mean, I just get so many opportunities to go on these boats
Yeah.
all the time.
Every
I
once
say
in a
no.
while.
Most of the times, like, I mean, probably I'd say 9 times out of 10, I'll say no. I can't go on that 150-foot super yacht this week. It sounds so stupid. Like, who's going to say no to that? But it just, we're here all the time. Just like there's 355 days of sunshine. I always tell myself I never go to the beach anymore because I can go tomorrow.
You can go
It's
tomorrow,
going to be
yeah.
sunny tomorrow. But when you come here and you're here for 2 weeks, you wanna hammer out as much fun shit as you can do in those 2 weeks to create all those memories.
That one time you go, you remember why you're here.
I do,
Every
and
time.
then I tell myself, like, why don't I do this more often? It's crazy. So tell me about some of the crazy things that you've seen on these boats. I mean, obviously, what goes on these boats? I mean,
From bachelorette groups to bachelor groups, it gets a little wild. I've seen boats, end up basically tying up next to each other,
Uh-huh.
and kind of end up throwing a party together. bachelorette group sees the bachelor group pass by and
Yeah,
start yelling
yeah.
at each other.
And then they want to tie up and
Probably a lot of
and
stuff I can't talk about.
Yeah.
on YouTube, but yeah, it gets a little wild. But yeah, a lot of champagne spraying.
Yeah.
A lot of, tequila flowing.
Expensive.
A lot of good stuff
a
happening.
lot of $1,000 of bottles of,
Oh,
of all sorts of stuff that's just getting sprayed on all over everybody's bodies.
Cabo is definitely the place
Yeah.
for excess and for over the top.
Excess, celebrities. I mean, who's have you worked with any celebrities in the past?
I've worked with a lot. I really don't name a lot of names.
Okay.
So that's how my company works.
Right, I like that.
Yeah,
Good.
A lot of all of my friends that are DJs that I've worked with throughout the years
Yeah.
from Vegas, all those Lil Jon and all those guys. I take care of them when they come down here. and
Right on.
Make sure that they have the best time. And
Right.
when we were at Omni, I would set up all their vacation while they were down here as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So. And then endless athletes, a couple celebrities and actors along
Right.
the way and stuff like that. Too.
That's awesome, man. It's so exciting. It's
And some of those people went from just regular life people, like Chanel West Coast. She's a friend
Yeah.
of mine, and now she has a family. She comes down with her kid, and her vacations are different now too.
Right.
So, those. It's just how
we
it is.
we
Those
grow
things
up.
change.
We
Yeah,
grow
we
up.
do.
After so many years of living in a party town, you grow out of it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And so do all your the people that are using your services over the years. Now let's talk about a little bit about the cost of using some of your services. Like, is it like a one-time fee, or do they just basically rent you for the week and they got you and use you for the week, or how does it work?
Here's the magic. My concierge services are at no cost. I don't charge anyone for my concierge services.
Man,
I set
how does that
everyone up
happen?
around town. Most of these places take care of me because
Okay.
I send them a lot of business.
Right.
The boats as well, the planes as well.
Okay.
Where I do charge is if I do like personalized hosting. And they
Okay.
want me there,
So if they want you there
Yeah.
and you got to use your time to, like I said, if they want to have you come to the club, they want a translator or somebody that, then that costs a little extra.
To Mexico City, to Punta Minta, to Cancun.
Yeah.
I'll fly wherever you need me to go with you. If you need someone to make sure that your experience is
Right on.
well tailored and you're catered
Very
to the
cool.
whole time you're there, that I can do.
And are you also acting as their personal bodyguard, or what's going on here?
Definitely
Are you
not.
packing?
No. But I do work with security companies.
Okay.
Both here in Cabo and Cancun, Mexico City, all over.
Right
both
on.
Armed and unarmed. Fully armored vehicles in
Yeah,
different
yeah.
parts of Mexico.
So you're
as
dealing
well,
with
so
some pretty heavy hitters.
I set people up on booze cruises and pirate ships.
So
and,
your service
regular dinners
is
to
basically
next level,
free. So it's just whatever activities that you're booking out, the books that you're booking out for these people. That's how you're generating your income. Okay.
Yeah.
Now also homes too. You're also renting out homes as well.
Renting out homes, villas. I've many friends with vacation Airbnbs that
Yeah.
I work with directly versus through the applications.
Okay. Now
there's a
can
lot of
people
options.
save a little bit of money by going direct through you rather than going through like Airbnb?
Yeah.
Okay, because you can kind of try to dicker a deal down where they can come in on some certain dates that you can see are not booked on Airbnb, and you might be able to get them a bit better sale.
There's
or
an
deal.
old saying called "cash is king," and that's
like that.
still very prevalent.
It's
in
still
Mexico.
prevalent, yeah.
In the U.S., it's not as easily seen. Everyone
Right.
still wants to come down here and pay with Venmo and
Yeah.
Cash App and
Yeah.
everything. By the way, while we're on that, you can't pay anything in Mexico with Venmo,
Okay.
Zilli, or Cash App.
Bitcoin.
No. So,
No
a lot of people are
cryptos?
very used to that. They come down here and they're trying to negotiate pricing with people.
Yeah.
When you're paying with your credit card, that's not going to work.
Okay.
So bring your cash down.
Yeah,
You want to get a deal on a villa, pay in cash.
Right.
Those types of things.
because then you're not going to be paying the IVA, which is 16% tax.
Hey, I don't know about what people do.
Okay, well, maybe.
Yeah.
We won't mention the evil, but they'll just get a better deal if they're using cash.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Is there any advice that you can give to people that are traveling down to Mexico? People just come down here just to get crazy, right?
I get it. A lot of people use Yelp. They'll get on Google reviews and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and they think that they figured out the best situation for their vacation. But having someone that lives here and that knows these places and goes every week, I know where places are
Right.
busy, what places are really that place to be. So I have a lot of people come down here and last minute they're trying to ask me for favors. Well, I'm sorry, but on a Friday night, it's hard for me to get you a
Right.
15-person table at Rosa Negra 2 hours beforehand. Book before.
Good point.
Talk to
Good
me
point.
beforehand.
So-
reach out to me a month before,
So-
and I will get you the best situation.
So what you're
possible.
trying to say is, if you want to use Uzzi,
Yeah.
lock me in before
me
you
in
come
before you
down,
come down.
because when you get down here, I might not be available.
I might be too busy, and the town might be too busy for
Exactly.
me. So you definitely want to pre-plan. I know it's Cabo,
Yeah.
but it's still kind of small sometimes, and there's limitations.
Yeah,
there, so-
and hey guys, you don't want to risk having a shitty vacation because you didn't set things up beforehand. Like, get it all set up beforehand. Use a guy who knows how to get the good deals, who knows where to go. He knows all the people. He can get you in without any lineups, but you got to do things in advance,
Yep.
right? So there's a way to. There's the right way to do things, and then there's the wrong way, and then there's the way where you can just kind of feel your way through at the time, but that never works out.
Don't make your own
Or half the time.
reservations, and then call me when they went to shit
Right.
and ask me to get you out of your mess.
Yeah, or they put you at a table in the very back near the
I-
kitchen.
Yeah, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I wasn't involved. I can't help you. If I was involved, you would not be in that
There you
situation
go.
right now. So yeah, that's I guess for me the one
Awesome. That's
pet peeves I have.
good advice. All right, Uzzi. Well, awesome, brother. This was a
Great to
very,
be here.
very enlightening conversation. Guys, there you go. You just take the guess out of the game here. Get with Uzzi. We're going to put Uzzi's website address up here, phone number, contact information. Make sure you give Uzzi a call before you guys come down. You heard him. He doesn't charge anything. Just he's going to set everything up for you. It's going to be so easy. Your vacations are going to be awesome. Guessing game, no more. Stay tuned for our next podcast. We'll be interviewing some more amazing companies here in Cabo San Lucas. Have yourself a great day. Thanks, Uzzi.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome, bro.